Hi, everybody. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just going to get myself together. I'm a little discombobulated. I'm so hot and sweaty and all of that stuff. And I was running around trying to make sure that I had everything together. But if it's your first time here, welcome. If you joining me again, thank you. If you do pop on here, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm going to check my Wi-Fi because we may have a problem. Hold on. Yep, I'm on the wrong Wi-Fi, so this may be a problem. I may have to come back on, so just bear with me. Okay, I'm back. All right. Okay. So today, I wanted to say thank you so much for voting. And today we're finally going to be working on a wall pocket. So this has been an option for a few weeks, and I'm really excited to do this. So let me show you the one that we're going to be working on. Hi, Shannon. Thank you so much for saying hello. So this is let me bring up my project and make that front and center. Okay, so this is the wall pocket that we're going to be working on. I chose one that isn't too large so that we could actually get through it. And I realized that I've actually done quite a few wall pockets. And so when I post the finished project tomorrow, I'll be sure to share with you. I think I'm not, let's see. There we go. I think we're doing it. Okay. I think that we are I will show you the finished project, and then I'll show you some other, because I decoupage them, I put transfers on them, molds, and today we're going to do some molds. So I went ahead and pre-made the molds, and I'm going to use this because I said this would be fall inspired. And so I am going to be using the Hello Pumpkin mold by Iron Orchid Designs. And we're going to do what I think is a really fun paint finish. I love patina finishes, and I think most of you do too. And so I thought this would be a great opportunity to do that. I need to wait here until this. So while I'm waiting for my glue gun to heat up, I want to show you what I did. I actually cut out, this one was already done. This is a clear one. And so this doesn't, it doesn't matter because we're going to be painting over this. But I took 3 of these molds, and what I did was that I laid this, you may have seen me do this before, but I laid this one because I'm going to stack these pumpkins on this. I laid this one on top and used a pencil to draw a line, and then I used this heavy duty box cutter to cut around it. And for the most part, they fit pretty nicely. Like this one's going to go on top. But if I do have any little gaps, I'm going to fill in with a little hot glue. So I also have some leaves for the top. I've got some clear ones because I've been working on a lot of things. And so I had some leftover leaf molds, and I thought, let's just use those. We're going to be using several colors of Wise Owl paint today. I'm going to be using a Crackle product that you've seen me use before. And I think this is just going to be a really fun finish. So I wanted to really put my molds on first before we did that. So let me show you, and I'm just waiting for that to heat up. It is plugged in, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. You know, I've forgotten to plug things in before. Shannon, thank you so much for sprinkling. Hi, Sandy. Sandra, how are you? Thank you for joining. So that's how I did these little stacking pumpkins. They're going to go on here. We're going to do some leaves up around the border. And to create the finish, we're going to be using a few colors of Wise Owl paint. And we're going to be using the chalk synthesis paint. These are all chalk synthesis paints in River Rock, Graphite Clay, and Iron Oxide. I want to give this a really, really, really nice patina. And although the top coat will probably be a lot more neutral doesn't have to be boring or without any color, right? I've got my water. I'll be using Titebond Quick and Thick glue, plus a little bit of hot glue from my glue gun, because I'm going to be putting these on and wanting to paint immediately. And so that's a little trick that you can do, is just to use a little dab of glue. So my glue gun's almost ready. So let's look at where I want to place these. Remember, we're going to stack these. You can also fill in with paint if you didn't cut quite completely. So remember, this one's clear, so you'll see it when we get it painted. But I'm just going to kind of position these where I think I want, because I'm also going to snap off this, because I thought we could have, maybe we'll do some leaves up there, or maybe we'll just leave it like this. We'll see how it goes, but I definitely want the option. So let's go ahead and start with this one. I'm going to take a, I've got a card. Since these are a little large, I'll use a couple of things. So I'm going to squirt a little Type Bond Quick and Thick onto my card, and I'm going to smooth that all over the back. I like these cards for this. I just want to make sure that I get good coverage to the edge. I'm going to be covered in glue, I'm sure. I want to make sure that I get really good coverage to the edge, and it can be a little difficult to see on a white resin with white glue, but we're going to do it. So here's the little trick. I'm just going to take a couple of dots of hot glue, spread there, and then I'm going to set this in place. And the hot glue is going to hold that in place while the Quick and Thick dries. Let me move this up so you can see. So a couple of dots of hot glue on the back are going to be super helpful. Now that this one's in place, we can go ahead and do this next one. I'm going to go ahead and just spread it on here a little bit and see if that doesn't help me get it across. I'm working with limited space here today. I apologize if the fans are making noise. Let me know if they're too loud, and I will sweat for you guys. I'll do that for you guys. So let's go here, here, and here, just about, a few little dots, because I'm going to be holding this up to paint it, and I want to make sure that it stays in place while that other glue is drying. Okay, so I'm going to put those in there just like that and stack those pumpkins. So now we're going to do our last one. This was just a clear resin. I really like it, but this clear resin does take several hours to dry. And so, I just didn't, nobody has time for that today. So I used the Quick Set resin for the other pumpkins, but I really like these, especially if you're wanting to do like a glass finish on them. I really like the clear for sure. All right, let's get some hot glue on here. We're going to get all of our molds in place, and then we're going to do the paint finish. I think you're really going to enjoy this paint finish. Ask me questions as you go along. Hi, Holly. How are you? All right. 1 second. I'm going to put on my glasses, Holly, and then I can answer your question. I cannot see. Did I bring my glasses? Oh, Lord. Well, fortunately, I keep them all on my lampshade by my desk. Well, my husband does, and then I can find them. So the pails, where did I get this from? The pail I got from a wholesaler, I'm sure. I know that's not what you want to hear. But I know that you have probably have a wholesale license too, Holly. So let me see if I can figure out where I got them, and I'd be happy to let you know. So let's see. The clear resin is fun. Yes, for Christmas ornaments for sure. And yes, and thank you guys so much for joining me. So Holly, I'll get in touch with you about those. I've just got to go back and look. I actually got these a couple of years ago, but I keep records, so they probably still have them. But I know you have a booth space, so you would be able to purchase them there. But you can find all kinds of great metal wall pockets at Michael's, everybody, and you can find so many great ones. All right, I need a little hot glue under here. So I'm going to lift this up a little bit and put it there because this little part is not wanting to stick. So let's see if this doesn't help. Okay, and I'm not worried if I get a little bit. I just need that guy to stay in place. So you can see how, even though the Quick and Thick does dry really quickly, having a little bit of hot glue helps. And it's still not wanting to do its thing. We might have to work with it. But now I can go like this with it, and nothing's going to slide, and we're going to be good to go. So let's take a look at our leaves and see what we've got. Maybe we want to do, you know, something like this. I think that's kind of cute. We could just keep it simple and just get to the paint technique. That could be fun. But here I want to slice this up a little bit. Let me see how I'm going to have to fix that. Can I do that? I could just fill in with a little glue and leave it like that. So I'm going to try. This one is, ooh, I just snapped it. All right, hold on. I've got another one. Let's see if this one would be good. This one, I like the other one better. Let's see if I've got another one. I do. Yeah, I've got another one. I'm just going to put it, maybe I'll do it this way. Yeah, I'll do it this way so that it makes a little bit more sense over here, right? And then, yes, Holly, we're using, and you're welcome, we're using the Hello Pumpkin mold. This was last year's fall release. So I think I'm sold out of them, but I'll double check. And if not, I can even ask in the stockist group for you who has one. Okay, I'm happy to do that. Yeah, I do too. And if you wanted to create with some and you can't find the mold, I make a bunch of them. And I thought about I know some stockists just sell the already made molds. And I thought that's kind of an interesting idea because sometimes somebody just wants something for a specific project, right? Oops, I forgot my hot glue here. All right, so we're going to go here. We're going to put this in place, hold this down with my fingers a little bit. Try not to let any glue stick up. I've got a little bit run over. Where are my, let's see if I can just pick that up with this a little bit. Now, here, I'll just get a little brush and just pick up that glue. Okay, I feel I'm just going to clean up any glue that mixed up. I mean, by the time we're done with this, it's going to have so much patina and crackle and all of that you're really not going to notice. You're just really not. So I think that's going to be okay. All right. I would have been better off. This one is, this one's a little something, something. So what I'm going to do with this, I want you to see how this one is it's a little bit raised because it's not bending. And so what I'm going to do is just fill in with a little hot glue in there. And just so that it's not, I'm going to let that hot glue go in, kind of go down and fill in just like that. And then I'm going to take the tip of this brush and just kind of pick that up. And then once I know that it's under there, I can pick this up. But again, I don't want you to worry about too much glue on something like this because it really is going to kind of fill in. So I'm going to get some in there too. This one is just a little raised, the clear one. I made it quite a while ago, so I think that's the problem. But I'm just going to fill in, let that go under that mold, and I'm going to let that sit up a little bit. So bear with me just a second and I'll answer questions. I love patina too. So this one is a different patina. The last project I did with this mold was on a sap bucket and I did a copper patina. This one is more of a rust patina. And you may be surprised at the colors that you use for it, but it's really, I really love it. I really enjoy it. And I hope that you do too. So I'm just letting this set up for a minute. And let's see. Oh, you know what, Shannon, the icicle, I haven't made the icicles but I've seen them, and every time I see them, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to make that. And then I don't make them. So thank you for the reminder that I really want to make those. I like to make the glass look ornaments with them for sure, with the clear resin. I think it's nice to have different options. And I like a slow curing resin for, I don't know if you saw it. I have a YouTube video where I decoupaged on a mirror and with a decoupage paper. And I needed a slow cure resin for that process. So that was really great. But when I'm doing something like this, I prefer the fast cure. And then there's something a little in between, right? So I think it's nice to have some options. All right, so this is set up, and I think it's going to be fine. I think we're just going to keep it simple, guys, and get on to the painting. I think resin took me a while, Holly, to get used to, but sometimes I like clay, sometimes I like resin. I think it depends on what I'm using it for. And, like the project, right? I know you feel the same way about that. So let's get our paint mixed up. Let me get these leaves and things like that out of the way so I don't paint myself or anything like that. I'm just going to set those over here and get a little more work surface going. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to use a large brush. You don't have to have a large brush. I'm using a large, either a round or a flat brush like this works really great. And I am only using one this size because it's just going to be faster, right? You can use a smaller brush. You could use a sponge if you wanted. I just really like this particular, these brushes for this. So I'm going to pour in some River Rock. This is the Chalk Synthesis paint by Wise Owl. I know I'm going to need more than that, but that's okay. And I'm going to pour in some iron oxide. I'm going to hold this up to the camera so that you can see. Okay. I'm putting them in the same plate because just like you've seen me do the other patinas, I mix these things together. So here are these beautiful colors. This one is really like a rust color, and this is just this beautiful grayish blue that I love. And so I am going to pick them both up. I am going to need a paper towel, and I am going to start going all over. So when you're stippling on like this, you're able to get both colors on at one time in a random fashion. And you can add, I just need a paper towel, 1 second, to dab off just a little bit. So you can see what I like about this technique that I explained in the copper patina one was that it's just, you can go more or less of a color. You can make something more blue or something more rust. Dab off if you want. Okay. I'm going to try to hold this down so it's not making a noise. And you can see that a large brush like this makes it super fast. I don't want it to look sponged on. I want it to look, I say the word organic, and I'm sure everybody goes, ugh. But that's what I mean. Like it isn't contrived. It's just like a really natural kind of look. And I definitely want more rust in this. So let me hold this way. So, but isn't that a pretty look? Do you like it? I think it's a really pretty look. And we'll be adding more colors to this, but this is our base coat. And I can punch my brush in there and get the white. If it starts to slide down, I can put that back in place. I want to make sure I get the whites of the molds. And I've got, oh, I like German glass glitter too. And, oh, wow. Oh, I've got it. I need to see that. I love German glass glitter, but I don't really get it out till the holidays. You know what? I always say I'm not a glitter girl, but you guys, I lie. I lie to myself because I'm always, come the holidays, then I'm breaking out the glitter. and all the while I'm saying I don't like glitter. And every holiday season that I'm changing over in the store and I'm cleaning up so much glitter, I say never again. And what do? The very next year, I do it again. So I guess it's just, it is what it is. I love it. I guess I don't love the cleanup of it. Maybe that's it. All right. So I've got a little slippage here, but that's okay. You can, of course, just, put your molds in place and let it all dry without, having to deal with slippage. So let's add a little bit more rust in here. And I'll add some more to the pumpkins for sure. Okay, so just stippling on, really need more rust. And you will see when we do this, how this all comes together. Okay, I'm gonna try, I need to hold this up gently while I do this part. And I'm gonna have to dry the front of it. So maybe we'll do the front of it together so we can do the project, because you'll be able to see the whole thing anyway. Okay. And I just want to get a little more rust in places. I love these two colors together. Do some more highlights here. I love, love, love these colors together. I'm going to have to push I'm really moving my pumpkins around. So something is wonky with my hot glue because it didn't do what I needed it to do, but that's okay. All right. All right. Let's dry this up real quick. And yeah. All right. I'm going to dry this really quick and then I can do. Yes, glitter is everywhere. I swear, Holly, I'm still finding it at the 4th of July. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you. I appreciate that. I got a little something, a little string, I think, from the glue. So I'm going to pull that. Now, you can do more or less, and I will add more rust to the pumpkins. I've kind of done the sides here. I should have chosen the one that I have that is like a half shape where I don't really need to do the back, but that's okay. And then I missed a little bit right there. So I'm going to pick up a little and do that just like that. Okay. So I'm going to have some slippage. My glue, I think a lot of it has to do with the humidity, you guys, don't you? I think I've been finding some things are taking longer to dry than they should or would normally. Other things are like, I can't keep them. I don't have as much working time. I just can't figure it out. But I really think it has to do with the humidity for sure. 28 years old now. I love that. Oh my gosh. Oh, and the Easter grass never goes away. I know. Yeah, humidity is affecting a lot of things for me too, Shannon. And Holly, it's really rough. So again, if you like more rust, add more rust. If you like less rust, add less rust. I love the blue and the iron oxide together. I think it's a really, really pretty combination. I'm going to see, I've got to be careful because this is hot, but I want to make sure that my paint is dry. So right here is where it needs a little bit more, and I'm going to wrap my brush in a baby wipe while we do this because I'm going to have to use it again. And I'm going to go, I can always use like a little fine tip thing. I'm going to see, let me wrap that in a brush, and then we're going to do another, I'm just going to put a baby wipe over this just to keep it a little moist because I don't want it soaking wet in my water. So I'm going to put this aside for right now. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a seawool sponge and I'm going to be using a product called Cracked Patina. You can get this from Amy Howard at Home, or you can actually get it on Amazon. And I really like it so much that I have glued my lid to the bottle, but that's okay. And so I'm going to just pour a little bit on here. I'm working on one of those Dollar Tree plastic cutting boards because they come in a package of 2. And if I ruin it, that's okay. So I'm going to hold these down, but I'm just going to randomly go over here. These are really not holding, you guys. So I'm glad we're only doing one side. I'm randomly applying this with my seaweed sponge. Okay. And I hope I have plastic wrap. I may have to. Of course, that may be the one thing I forgot. So I'll use a plastic glove if I did. All right. So you're going to get the gist of this. So I'm randomly going over this like this. And then typically this would need to dry for about an hour, maybe 5 minutes, since we are, having all these fun weather issues. So I'm going to go ahead and speed it up because we don't have to wait if we don't have to, right? So the cracked patina is, I like to apply it with the seaweed sponge. You can brush it on to something, but you don't have to. And so the seaweed sponge just helps it to be just random. And you want one that is like this. You know, it doesn't really have much of a hard edge except for maybe like right here. I tear them apart and do that kind of thing. Yeah, it's a nice, the cracked patina is a nice, there are so many great crackle mediums out on the market. And you can even use, like clear or white glue or something like, I mean, there's just so many ways to do it. It's kind of like endless. And what's not to love about crackle? Cracked patina is usually used with a paint, but you can, I've used it with acrylic paints. I've used it with pigments in fluid matte medium, and I've used it with chalk synthesis paints, and I've used it with Weisel's 1 hour enamels. So I know you use Fusion, Holly. I think it would work with yours too. Okay. So, oh yeah, that crack. Yeah. I use a cracked gesso for milk paint, but okay. So this is, I mean, it's as dry as it's going to get. And I didn't bring my, all right, this is either going to go really bad or not very well, but I forgot my plastic wrap. I always have plastic wrap in the bottom of my thing, except for today. So I didn't even think about grabbing it because I was like, oh no, you've got that. All right, now what we're going to do is I am going to do a mixture of gray linen, and I'm going to add some snow owl to this. Okay. Now I'm going to just mix this up with my brush and make a mess here. So that's going to just make that super light. I could add more or less if I wanted to. In fact, I think I'm going to add a little more snow owl, so it's more of just like a light tan. So I'm just mixing with my brush. If you had a container, that would be a really good idea. That's what I'm saying to myself. So I'm just going to mix that up and get a lighter color. Okay. Now I'm going to go around my pumpkins first, and I'll show you why in a little bit. And I'm just going to put this on. You can brush it just like this, but you don't want to overwork it. Okay. I'm going to go kind of quickly. I'm going around here, and it's okay if I get in there a little bit, but I want to show you the next step. Just bear with me. I know this is looking really ugly. Most projects do before they look really good, right? There's always the ugly stage. If I overwork it, I'm already pulling up that patina. So I want to be super careful. So here I'm just going to go in and dab. Okay. I'm just going to dab a little bit. And I'm telling myself this is going to be fine. I'm talking to myself over here, you guys. This is going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's all good. Okay. So I'm going to leave that like that for now, because now what I want to do is I want to come in with a brush. I need a flat brush. I'm going to take a little flat artist brush because I want these pumpkins to have, is that flat? Sorry guys, I only found this little one. I'm going to add a little bit of gray to this, and I think this is our, so I'm going to come in here actually, and I'm just going to add a little more in random areas to these of some different colors. You guys, my glue is just not drying. When we're done, I will put it in another room so I want just a little more emphasis on these pumpkins of these different colors before I do this. And I already put the patina on. And I'm going to come in here. Okay, I've already put the patina on, but I think it's going to be okay. I may have to just put a little bit more on there. But while this chalk synthesis paint is drying, and then I'm just going to come in with that other color and I'll fill in. So I can go like this, and I want to get a little bit of this dark gray because I think that makes a nice bit, a little bit of a surprise, and you'll see. Does it look like I am just winging this? Because I'm actually really not. I'm not really winging this. So I knew what I was going to do. I'll add a little blue there. Again, I just love the rust. We'll just add a little there, a little more rust to that leaf. Okay, and then I'm just going to dry this up really quick. And I want it to come to tack, but I'm going to have to add a little more of the cracked patina on this. So bear with me just a second. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Shannon. I'm glad. That's the whole purpose for coming on here, is just to share something that might help you as you're creating. And so it means a lot to me that you would learn something here. Okay. All right, let's dry this up a little bit, and then I'm going to show you how this works. I need it to come to, oh, I just kind of messed it up right there. I can fix that, but I just put my fingers in something that wasn't ready. I don't know, you guys, it's like weather plays such an important part in our ability to create things, doesn't it? So I've got lots of patina on here, and you're going to see what happens when we use what we should be using is plastic wrap, but we're actually going to be using my plastic gloves. I could text my husband real quick and ask him to bring me some plastic wrap, but okay. All right. I think he's walking Gunner maybe. Even poor Gunner, our poor dog. I mean, he can't go out for long walks, but he does love to swim in the creek. So that's really helpful for him. All right, I'm going to let this go like this. And if I pull it too soon, it's going to affect my, so I'm going to go in here. I'm going to just kind of do some brushing here. Try not to pull up all that patina. Okay. I promise this is going somewhere. I love this cracked patina, Shannon. I've used it on a lot of things. I think my favorite was the, I did this toolbox with the Elysium transfer and several colors of Wiesel paint. I got that on the YouTube channel, and I think it's called like a toolbox makeover with layered texture paint or something like that. And I love how that turned out. but I've used other Crackle products too, and I love those. I think when you get really comfortable with something, I think once you know what to expect from something, that's the big thing, right? So you have to play with it, and then so that you get a sense of what it's going to look like, right? So I want to make sure, I can't even see what I'm doing up here on top. So if you guys see me missing a spot, let me know, because I do want coverage. And I'm really going to have to let that glue dry, I'm telling you. Okay. So I've got some coverage in here, but that glue is still a little wet. So right now it's like, well, what did you just do? You covered up everything that you just did, right? I'm just getting a baby wipe here real quick. Okay. But the trick is that you let this come to tack, and then you're going to be able to pull it. So I hope this isn't too dry. I don't think it is. I can just kind of. All right. I think I'm going to see if I took too long and if it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to be able to get some, but all right, I'm going to have to do this again. So some of it's drying too fast. Some of it, let me show you on the pumpkins here. So this, but this isn't dry just yet. So I let it dry too long on the bucket. So you kind of need to work in stages. So I'm going to take this plastic glove, and with my fingers, let's hope this works, or I may just have to beg your forgiveness and go grab my plastic wrap. And I'm just, what I would normally do is lay a sheet of plastic wrap, and then as you lift these, you're going to get that patina, and it's just drying so quickly. So let's do it one more time. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's just take it a little bit at a time, and I'll use my little brush. So let's try this so that you see. It's either too dry or not dry enough, and I just can't get it. So you can just layer over. We're going to do one pumpkin at a time, okay? And I'm just picking up some of the rest. I'm going to come up in here. I want some of this graphite. To me, this graphite has a little bit of a blue in it, so it's kind of like a blue charcoal. So I really like that. I'm going to go right over it with the cracked patina and the paint. Because it's drying like so quickly. All right. I think that's what it is. It's so hot. That's exactly what it is, because that paint was just about dry. So now I'm going to go over this. I'm going to go over. It's going to blend in some of those colors, and that's okay. Oh, everything's taking, I can't like, you know, I can't get a handle on like how long something's going to take to dry. Now with that cracked patina, I'm going to take my fingers. Nope, it's just not doing the thing. Oh, you guys, I'm gonna ask your forgiveness, and I'm gonna go grab some plastic wrap. Okay, so hold on. And hi, Lourdes, I'm so happy to see you here. 1 second. Okay, guys. So it's fun, but it's not giving the patina. So, all right. Let's see if I can get it, or if I have to add more paint. Maybe it was just my latex. See, I don't think I can get anything here. Yeah, so it's the, all right, let's patina, okay? I really want you guys to see this. But now I don't think I'm going to get the same rusty look. So 1 second. I'm over here just trying to make this work, y'all. We're going to do a section at a time. Okay. Just a section at a time is what we're going to do. I'm so glad you're loving it because, Lourdes, I'm having a fit over here. Everything is drying so differently. Even my glue isn't drying because it's so humid in here. All right. So, but this is, you know, drying pretty quick. So let's do some patina. And I'll do this section. See if we can get this again. Okay. Let's see if we can get this. All right. And I'm going to get another round brush for this. I'll use this small one and dip in. All right. I'm going to go. That patina isn't dry. My patina isn't dry. So, oh, you guys, it either dries or it doesn't dry. Let's go like this. Because that just looks like a sponged on mess right there. So hold on one second. This was supposed to go so well. The drying is hard. It's either drying too fast, Lourdes, or it's not drying enough. So I'm going to go over this. And I'm smoothing this. I'm going to need to mix up some more and hope I get the right color. Okay, we'll go a little bit there. And then we're going to go with a little bit of gray linen. And we're going to mix that up. Okay, it's starting to lift now, so I think it's going to be okay. And really, I'm just making a mess. I've got brush strokes and everything, but now I think you'll be able to see what I mean. Okay. So we have patinaed. We'll just take it one at a time. I'm going to just barely touch that. I don't want it to be dry. I just want it to be tacky. And then let's all cross our fingers and cross our fingers and say a prayer. Okay. So I'm just going to use this plastic wrap. So I'm going to open up this plastic wrap and let's do the pumpkin first. The idea is that you place it in, you're just kind of hold it down. And then when you lift up, it's starting to work better. And then you can take it and lift it up. And you're just picking up that patina. And so here I'm able to do this as well. I'm just able to pick up. Now it's starting to work. So you can see, even though my colors are a little more blended than I wanted, you can see that you're able to just kind of pick that up. Can you see that? So I'm so glad, Sandy. Thank you for saying so. So the idea is to just let it get tacky and not allow it to get too dry. I'm doing another little bit. So I'm going to put a fresh piece on, and then let's just lay it down. And then when I pick up, see how it's picking up that paint? Just like that. That's what it's supposed to do. So then you end up with all those beautiful colors. So yay. whoever joined me in crossing fingers and saying a prayer, thank you so much. It was great. It worked. I appreciate it. So we're going to do that. So let's move on to this one here. I'm going to add just a little more of the blue and the rust and the gray here. Okay. Thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. This is like, it just, sometimes things don't go as planned. I'm going to add a little bit of this gray and then definitely some more of that river rock in the blue. I love these colors together. Okay. And then hopefully by tomorrow, this thing's going to be dry. I sure hope so. Goodness griefs. Okay. So I'm going to dry that. We're just going to do this one pumpkin and one section at a time. So depending on the sheen that you want for something like this, I'm definitely going to go with a matte sealer, I think, but I don't know. I may change my mind and do something. It could even be cool to do something like a gloss and have that look almost like a, not mercury glass, but, you know, something glassy, which would be kind of cool. But I don't know. I'll have to see what we're going to do. All right. So this is dry enough for me to put the patina on. So we'll do that. I hope I'm not getting paint all over my clothes. So I'm just going to go over this pumpkin. Okay. We're going to bring that to tack with a little bit of the dryer. Not too much. Look how those guys, I mean, Quick and Thick is usually completely set up by now, but it's not. Okay. And then we'll do, how's everybody doing? Okay. All right. I think that's enough. And now I'm going to add a little bit of, yep, I'm going to do the paint. It's come to tack. And I'm going to go over the pumpkin. I like to leave some of those areas in there. I'll have to do some touch-up paint in there. All right. And then we'll dry that a little bit. And then we're going to use our plastic wrap. So I guess in this weather, at least, it's a really good idea just to go slowly and not try to do the whole project at one time. Okay, and then I'm just going to lift up, and this is what I love. It just pulls up little bits of paint, more in some areas than others. And I think it just gives a really cool finish on that. I'm hoping the lighting is good enough for you guys. If I can move that so you can see a little bit better. Is that better? So we've got one more pumpkin to do, and then I'll do the rest of this. And then I will, I'm thinking of adding a little copper metallic to this, but I would do that after I sealed it. If I want to seal it in matte, and I definitely want these guys to dry, I think I want to add a little copper detail in the stem and maybe on the leaves, maybe just a little brushing. So, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's do a little bit more blue and some gray. I love these old patina finishes. I love them. And you can use the same techniques, but it changes up when you use the colors. The copper patina one that I shared is done with, really the trick is, instead of using the cracked patina, is the glaze acts as kind of a resist too. And so that helps you pull up. That helps you pull up as well. So I'm going to get a little more blue on this one and down here. Okay, so just this random color, and we'll hit that with the dryer real quick. Is everybody doing okay? Oh, you're so welcome. I'm not going to lie and say I don't feel a little behind. Like I really, I will have a new release video for you guys, but the new release and so many other things going on, but I'm really determined to be consistent about creating with all of you. And so I didn't want to cancel. And when I get off of this, I'm going to get everything up on the website and finish tagging. So I've got some of it on the website, but not all of it. Okay, so we have this, and now we're going to patina. But thank you for saying that, Shannon. I appreciate that. And so, okay, I've got the patina on there, and I'm just going to push that in just like this, right? Okay. And then I'm going to hit that with the dryer. I'm really talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you because I'm trying to keep myself focused, you guys, so I don't mess it up. I love this. I think that's super pretty. Some people look at a patina finish or something that's a little like rustic or something like this, and it's just too much. But I think there is just like I can't think of an instance where there would just be like too much patina, right? Okay. And I also told myself I was going to wear gloves today, and I did not. So, okay, we'll hit that. Whoops, I'm going to hit this with that. I got a little too much right in there, so I'll just pick that up. Okay, we're going to dry just that area a little bit and then pick up our plastic wrap. Okay. Are you guys doing fall projects now, or do you feel like fall projects, it's different. If you are a maker and you sell like on Etsy or in a shop or at events or online or anything like that. So this one's turning out really great. So if you do that, then you're kind of like, I don't know, it wouldn't be odd to do Christmas right now, right? And but definitely, so I feel a little behind for fall, but I've been getting in there, and I'm excited to share the new release video with you. I think it's a really fun one. I hope to have it out on Friday, but I may be a little behind in getting it out, meaning that it might not get out till the weekend. But you guys will have so much content to watch and enjoy that. I know you'll be full of inspiration. So I'm going to go ahead and this is not drying and my pumpkins are falling down, and I'm getting some, I need those pumpkins to dry, y'all. So I'm going to clean up where the paint has built up in here and that. But did you get anything from this, like how to create this patina finish, or is there something that I'm just really struggling with these pumpkins? See how they keep moving, and then the paint is piling up in there. So you can see there a little bit. But you can see this really pretty patina. And I hope you got something out of this. I really do. And so I'm going to, I'm basically going to stop because these just keep shifting and I'm getting a gluey mess everywhere.